And we mentioned before that Trump had a tantrum when Chuck and Nancy said they weren't going to fund his wall. But Mike Pence wanted everybody to know about what really happened. Now, I just want to remind everybody. I don't know if I'm just thinking the spur of the moment, so we don't have a clip of it, but it's very easy to find. Do you remember, or I don't know if it actually happened. It might have been something that Trump said, but apparently at a summit, he threw candy at Angela Merkel in like a really disrespectful way and said, "Don't say I never did anything for you," in his sort of usual sort of bratty way. So Mike Pence is going to say this is a nice gesture. Mike Pence still clearly recovering from the sort of roller coaster that was swearing in Christian cinema.
Been tested 3 times.
Yeah. But we don't know. When you say Trump gave them candy, it wasn't necessarily nice, is my point. But here is Mike Pence.
Also, are we any closer than you think to having a national emergency declared if the meetings are going like this and they're so contentious?
Well, the president walked into the room and passed out candy. It was true.
Never raised.
Okay.
So,
and then like a couple of minutes later, he stormed out. Like, this demonstrates less than nothing.
Yeah, I mean, this could be interpreted as dumb or like kitsch or something like that, but I think it really is just malicious. Like they're showing, especially federal employees, like, yeah, look how much we don't give a fuck at all.
That's exactly right. And speaking of, but here's somebody who does give a fuck about federal employees. This is Ayanna Pressley, part of the new Dynamic Energy in Congress. She represents the 7th District in Massachusetts. There was some snowflakery about this on the Republican side, but she is speaking to people's real needs, because while this tantrum goes on and while this extremism runs the course, I mean, look, there's workers now that are in trouble, and that's bad and horrible enough. And then, of course, now food isn't being inspected, and it could start to impact food stamps, which is, of course, one of the most important successful programs in the country that Republicans are always trying to undermine so they can work on their project of a poorer, sicker, dumber America. Here's Ayanna Pressley fighting back.
Mr. Speaker, I rise today in opposition to the occupant of the White House. Mr. Trump, you took an oath, just as I did 5 days ago, to protect and defend the Constitution and the American people. Sir, you dishonor that oath. You devalue the life of the immigrant, the worker, and the survivor. I see right through you, and so do the American people. This has nothing to do with border security. Your shutdown, another Trump-generated crisis, has brought a tsunami of hurt to the American people. So today I rise to lift the voices of the unheard. I rise today on behalf of the families concerned about feeding their children because their WIC benefits will run dry. I rise today in solidarity with the thousands of workers with calloused hands and broken spirits working for no pay. I rise today in support of the survivor fleeing violent hands, seeking safety only to find the shelter door locked because of your shutdown. I rise today in support of the American people who believe in the promise of this nation and ask for honest pay for an honest day's work. Today I rise as one and I stand as thousands. Thank you, and I yield back.
Members are reminded to refrain from engaging in personalities toward the president.
If you're wondering who that sultry voice was, that was G.K. Butterfield.
G.K. Butterfield.
That sounds like a made-up ass conservative name.
But
he's a Democrat.
He's a Democrat,
really?
right? Yeah. Well, that's, you see, I was wondering because he would, I think it would be a Democrat presiding over this because they run the House now. But I think also like he didn't have much. He's just like, just a reminder to not talk about the dumb fuck while you're on the floor. Thank you.
Engaging in personalities is a weird. It sounds like IDW is going to get a hold of that. So what? Yeah. I can't debate you because you're engaging in personalities.
Engaging in personalities. It's really unfair. When you said that I was immoral and mind-blowingly stupid for advocating upon a cleansing mass murder fascist government in Brazil, that questioned my integrity and my intelligence, and you brought personality. You're engaging in personalities. Who can't do it. But that was great, and I appreciated her. I didn't really perceive that. I thought that was more of a engagement in all of the people who are harmed by this catastrophic, ridiculous White House.